Man, that's still pretty dark. Anyways, holla at your boy. This is Jimbo Stevens, and we're going to be talking about waiver wire.
And Ray Van Dam.
This is Ray Van Dam. This is Ray Van
Wearing
Dam.
the shirt today.
I'm Jimbo Stevens. RVFMD. There it is. So we're going to be talking about waiver wire since everybody should have drafted already. We have our final draft. It's the godfather of them all, the CAW, 10-man, PPR.
It's the New Year's Eve of all the drafts.
When this draft hits, that means that the season for football has started.
Yep.
No other time. So we're going to be talking about waiver wire since all drafts are already started. And who do you have on your waiver wire that you're looking at?
So we're predicting the waiver wire, the top waiver wire ads for week 1. So I'm thinking out of the Jets-Bills matchup, I'm going with the Jets receiver. I'm thinking Ardarius Stewart. Robbie Anderson's getting picked ahead of him. He may be a free agent also, but Ardarius Stewart is probably for sure a free agent unless it's like maybe a dynasty league or 14, 16 team league.
Ooh, yeah.
But imagine this under any scenario, like the Jets are going to be terrible this year.
No matter
so they're going to have some garbage time in almost any game, or even games that may be close. You're looking at the players I just said are the number 1 and number 2 receivers for that team.
Yeah.
Who will put up at least something.
At least something.
Somebody's got to score a touchdown, you know.
And it's going to get to the points where the Jets say, fuck it, and they're just going to throw it to anybody, or they're going to let anybody run it. So.
And the Bills just gave away or traded away one of their top corners. Let's say Ardarius Stewart scores a touchdown week 1. All of a sudden, the hype is going to get put on him because he's a rookie. Yep. He came from Alabama. Everybody loves all the Alabama players. And then, bam, everyone's going to be gunning for Ardarius Stewart week 1 on the waiver wire.
Riding the hype train.
Just go ahead and grab him now and then see what happens.
Yeah, and see how it rolls after that. One guy that I have that will probably... He hasn't done anything for anybody. But what he's going to do is he's going to produce once every month. So that means he's going to be producing 4 times the entire season. And that's Tavon Austin. Because he does it every single year. And every single year he's always on the waiver wire. So if you have like a PPR league or a 14-team league.
This segment brought to you by Jordan Shoes.
Jordans. Yeah. Wear greatness.
Yeah.
Put those... You know what you should do? If you have LeBrons, give them to your dog because he'll eat that shit up.
Dogs love shit.
Dogs love shit. So, I've got Tavon Austin because he's going to produce once. And then once he produces once, everybody's going to be all over his nutsack. Just like they were last year.
Yeah. Put in like a punt return or something in there too. Like let him rip off one long punt return or kick return. And if your league rewards that, then
yeah. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention. Waiver wire is completely different from drafting. Absolutely completely different. When you go onto the waiver wire, don't hold any grudges against anybody. Don't hold anybody as a high regard or low regard. Whoever is hot, that's who you pick up, no matter what it is. The standard is extremely low. Unlike drafting, where you draft and you stay away from guys like LeGarrette Blount, or you stay away from guys like Isaiah Crowell, or any Browns receiver or any Niners player at all. Don't pick those guys up. But that was my on the waiver wire. Speaking of which, Carlos Hyde, if he ends up on the waiver wire for some reason, he's the guy to pick up because he's a starting running back as of right now.
Yeah, until he gets hurt.
Yeah. And then once that happens, then just drop him as quickly as you can.
They might not. It might even be worth picking up their backup. I know Joe Williams. I think didn't even. I don't think he's starting the season as the number 2 running back.
No, there was a lot of hype around him.
Yeah,
taking over the job, and then he just kind of.
I forget who won the battle at the number 2 spot, but either way, it wouldn't be worth handcuffing that position.
Not in any way, shape, or form.
But another waiver wire ad I'll throw in there is probably Mohamed Sanu. I think in a lot of the drafts I've been in or seen so far from the Atlanta receivers, of course Julio's going early, and then I've seen people taking Taylor Gabriel, but a lot of people have not been picking up Sanu. Now, Atlanta's Week 1 matchup is against Chicago. So, and you know, the waiver wire basically is... It's a reaction to how Week 1 went. Mm-hmm. So, do you think Mohamed Sanu has a chance to score a touchdown against Chicago? He might. Probably does.
Chicago doesn't have the defense.
They don't have anything right now. So he scores a touchdown. Guess who's probably one of the top ads on the waiver wire week 1.
It's gonna be one of those guys.
So sometimes in week 1, maybe you should be consider with your last draft pick. Maybe just looking who might be one of the top waiver wire ads if you're in that type of league. If you're in a cutthroat league where there is no waiver wires and it's capitalism at its finest.
Every man for himself.
Yeah, every man for himself. Early bird gets the worm. It's not the freaking
early bird gets the dick.
There's no welfare system.
No welfare wire.
Welfare wire. That's exactly what it is.
No welfare wire.
The poorest man gets the first dibs at the top freaking free agent of the week, which is kind of
stupid.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
Yeah,
I'm not waiting in line for some goddamn motherfucking pizza.
It's catering to the guy who didn't handle business during the draft. You know,
for some reason I feel like I'm blurry. It could be my diabetes.
Could be the alcohol. Yeah,
could be the alcohol.
Diabetes does affect the vision.
Yeah,
he's got the blindness going on.
My last pick for anyone on the waiver wire, and they'll probably end up being there because people forget, is it's going to be one of two guys. It's either going to be Chris Hogan or it's going to be Malcolm Mitchell. One of those two receivers since Julian Edelman.
I think Hogan's been getting picked. He's been getting picked. He's been getting some hype.
So keep an eye on Malcolm Mitchell. Malcolm Mitchell or
any Patriots running back. Whatever one doesn't get drafted.
Yeah, whichever one doesn't get drafted. Or dude, get your dick out of here! No! It's a dick! It's a dick!
That just happened.
So,
we have a live crowd.
God, there was a dick. There was a dick that showed up. Oh my god, it was a dick.
It was texting.
Oh, it was sexting. it was dexting. That's what it was doing. Anyways, Patriots wide receivers like Chris Hogan. Yeah, I know a lot of people have a lot of hang-ups about Danny Amendola.
The Patriots backfield, or who's gonna be second in targets on the season? Is it gonna be running back? Is it gonna be another receiver? That whole situation now that Edelman's gone down is basically a gaggle fuck. It's a Rubik's Cube.
Yeah.
I don't know which way it's going to end up. 1 week, Deion Lewis could be the top fucking receiver. Bam, you pick him up. Next week, he has fucking one catch. Yeah. You know, and then, it's
Rex Burkhead.
Burkhead, yeah. And, Gillisley tore it up. Yeah. And, White got the catches.
So just be stuck to your phone, and if your wife is bitching, just tell her to leave you alone or go into the toilet or something.
If you're gonna grab a Patriots running back, I'd say target him later. If Gillisley's probably the first one you could take, but just know it's gonna be touchdown dependent.
Yeah, at that point. But other than that, a Patriots receiver who's on the waiver wire, it doesn't hurt to have him on your team. Especially if you're hurting and you gave up like your entire draft. You know, all the rules go out the window. Everyone we said to hate, like guys like Isaiah Crowell. You know what? If he's on the waiver wire, then you picked him up at value right there. That's a value pick. Guys like Carlos Hyde or even Pierre Garçon. If Pierre Garçon is on the waiver wire, pick that guy up too.
Always be ready.
Always be ready.
A strategy I have sometimes is usually one of my last pick's always a kicker. But usually the pick before that or one of a couple before that, I already have someone in mind who I can cut.
Yeah.
Like I got a guy who's like, okay, either he's gonna boom or bust.
Boom or bust.
And it's week 1. If there's someone to add that's hot in the waiver wire, bam, I already know who I need to cut. Yep. You don't want to be stuck in that position like, did I cut this guy or that? Nah.
You already know.
You already know who you're gonna cut, but try not to make it a rookie.
Yeah.
Because a rookie, you can't really judge them yet based off of one game. Yeah. I made that mistake last year. I'll admit it right now. I cut Michael Thomas after like week 2 or week 3 because I remember Willie Snead got a whole bunch of catches and Brandon Coleman against the Raiders. Like they killed Michael Thomas wasn't quite in the mix yet. Then he took over. Yeah. Then I felt like a dumbass.
Yeah. And it happens. It happens to everybody. Everybody
cut someone that they shouldn't have.
One guy. Okay, I'll say this too. One guy to pick up on your waiver wire if he's on the waiver wire. is Julius Thomas. If you ever happen to see him on the waiver wire, just go ahead and pick him back up because Jay Cutler likes to throw to his tight ends.
Yeah,
not like Blake
Bennett.
Not like Blake Bortles. Blake Bortles, he doesn't like to throw to anybody other than the defense.
If it's Julius Thomas, he may not. There's a chance he may not get a whole lot of catches, but they get near the red zone. Yeah, dude.
There's a target.
Look out. Yeah. He's a big body.
Yeah.
I mean, Devontae Parker is also big. I think he's 6'3".
Yeah.
But when they're in the red zone, they're not really looking at Jarvis Landry anymore, and they've shown that over the years. He hasn't really had many touchdowns.
Yeah.
So Julius Thomas in the red zone, yeah, he could be one of those guys that gets like 8 touchdowns but only has, like 40, 50 catches.
Yeah. Or even Kenny Stills. He's a really fast guy that is a good wide receiver number 2. You could pick him up in the waiver wire. But it's only waiver wire. And there are some guys you do not draft in waiver wire or you do not pick up. One of them is Duke Johnson. I don't care whatever format. Even a 20-man league, you don't pick up Duke Johnson. On top of that, you don't pick up guys like Jacquizz Rodgers. I understand he might be starting in week 1, but
the only little tidbit I'll say about Jacquizz Rodgers is if you have Zeke.
Yeah.
And Zeke does stay suspended for the first 6 games, and say someone steals McFadden in the draft, maybe you draft Jacquizz Rodgers. That way, at least you got an answer for the first couple weeks. You may not even start him, but at least you got someone who's going to start those first 2 weeks until you figure out your next replacement. You'll find them, and that'll be the guy that you can cut.
Well, that's the other thing you got to remember is that even though Zeke is suspended 6 games, he's not starting until week 8. Because the Cowboys have a bye week on week 7.
Yeah.
So that's half your year gone.
Half the year,
so
buddy.
you have to think about that.
So you better hope you make it. Now
on the other hand,
if you play in some crazy league where everybody makes the playoffs, then fuck yeah, he loses no draft value. But if you're in a league where only like 4 or 6 teams make it, yeah.
Who's that, Caesar?
You might have to debate about
passing
up on him.
Yep.
This motherfucker's doing the dab at some fucking party.
Yep. I told you we
Just
should.
now.
I told you we should cut that motherfucker. Cut him. Unlike if your name is Caesar and you're drafting Zeke number 1 overall, then you're a fucking
Who brought
dumbass.
Caesar to this fucking league?
That was Mike Loza.
We have someone not showing up to the draft.
Mike Loza?
That was Mike
Maybe
Loza.
running late.
That was his fucking fault.
He went to Quinceañera. Yeah, like
Hey,
fucking
Mike
noon.
Loza, I got a question yet.
Hot as it is.
He's known about that shit for 9 months.
C-A-W.
So those are our picks for waiver wire. If you're a dummy, then you're gonna pick Zeke number 1 overall. But if you're not, you're gonna let him slide to where he should be falling around round 2, round 3. So
In the league I had today, I got him in the second round. In a 14-team league, I picked 9th in the first round.
I was thinking about it,
Came
too.
back
I
around
was.
2 weeks in the second. That's when I grabbed him.
and think about it, 14-team league and a 10-man league, that's the end of the second round.
He was?
Beginning of the third round. So I mean your boy Jimbo Stevens,
So what, you
it's
told
Ray
us
Van
that
Dam.
What do you say?
Good luck in your fantasy football leagues. We're ready. Next week, game 1, Chiefs versus the Patriots.
C-A-W.
Someone here is gonna draft Kelsey. Someone's gonna draft Kelsey over Rob Gronkowski, and that's a big mistake.
Carne asada for life.
Carne asada
Bitch.
for life.
Yeah.